Okay, today is Lag BaOmer, the Hilula of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. The story of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, famous story brought down in the Gemara. He was sent out of the cave. He was sent in the cave. He was there for 12 years. After 12 years of being in the cave, he finally leaves the cave. And everywhere he looks, he would see people doing things of this world, mundane, plowing the field type of stuff. And he would not be able to tolerate the lack of spirituality. Like, I want to see holiness, serving Hashem. What's going on over here? What do you think you're doing? Plowing the fields. You're wasting time. Go sit and learn Torah. What do you think you're doing? And by the end, Rabbi Shimon was sent back to the cave. A Basel came out from Shemayim and said, "What, you came out of the cave to destroy my world? Back to the cave." And Rabbi Shimon took upon himself to go back to the cave for another year. The question is, why did he go back for a year? Because he calculated to himself like this: the longest amount of time that a Russia can go for to Gehenna for is for a year. So that being the case, I'm going to go back to the cave for a year. So the question is, what, you're a Russia? Do you not know who you are? You don't recognize that you're a Shimon Bar Yochai. Many people think that humility means you don't recognize who you are. You don't see that you're a very great person. It's not true. Humbleness, humility does not mean you don't know who you are. You don't know what your greatness is. You don't recognize what you do. Rabbi Manas Friedman speaks about this. He says that Moshe Rabbeinu, he brings the Medrash down. The Malach HaMavet came to him and told him, "I'm going to take away your soul. It's time for you to go." And Moshe Rabbeinu tells him, "Who do you think you are? Do you know who I am? You're going to come and take away my soul. I took Am Yisrael out of Mitzrayim. I did the makos in Mitzrayim. I brought them to the desert, and I brought down the money." He just a whole list of what wonderful things Moshe Rabbeinu he did. And Moshe Rabbeinu, it says in the Torah, was the most humblest person in the whole entire world. So how does that work out? That someone who is so humble speaks so great of himself? But the answer is that there's actually no contradiction. Just because you know who you are, you recognize what you have, I just don't associate them with myself. It is not me, it's Hashem's gift that Hashem gave me. And what humility really is that I'm not in the picture right now. I am not the focus right now. The focus is about you. You are the focus. What can I do for you? How can I help you? What's important for you? What I need, what I want, it's not important. That's what true humility is. So I'm just mentioning this just to strengthen the question. It's not like Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai didn't realize that he was the biggest tzaddik in the world, and now he's I'm gonna go to Gehenna for a year, like the biggest Russia. It doesn't make sense. He knew that he wasn't such a big Russia. Why did he take upon himself a year like the biggest Russia does? And so I think we can explain this very nicely based on Tanya Perek Lamed. Tanya Perek Lamed says the following: we need to feel less. We need to be low spirited. It says in the Mission Pirkei Avos, "Hevei shfal ruach b'fnei kol adam." We need to feel that we are less than each person that we meet. You meet someone, I am less than you. You are better than me. Doesn't matter who he is. I come from a background where I keep Torah and mitzvahs. I daven and I learn and I keep kosher to the best of my what are the highest levels of kashrus, and I do the best that I can do about everything. And you don't speak nice, you don't act nice, you don't keep anything, you don't do anything, right? And now I, who am so careful not to hurt anybody's feeling, and I'm so careful to be nice, I'm so careful between what the mitzvahs between me and Hashem, and I'm supposed to feel less than you. How am I supposed to do that? So the Tanya explains, and I think it says also in Geret Ramban the same idea. Just in Tanya, he gets more detailed about it, how to do it. So it says, by me knowing that when someone who is not he doesn't keep Torah and mitzvahs, He's far away from Torah mitzvahs. So when he does an avera, he is not accountable for the avera that he does. At least not completely. To a degree, he's considered, if he did it on purpose, he's considered to be a shogeg. Again, if he does it by shogeg, he's considered to be an onion. I don't know about that. But if he does it by mezi, he's considered to be an onion, a shogeg. Right? It's considered that he didn't do it on purpose. He only did it by accident. That's how Hashem is gonna is gonna take the avera that you did from you. He's gonna punish you on a lower level. Even if you did it on purpose, you're gonna be accountable for doing an avera by accident only. And now, when I do an avera, I'm accountable for my avera. I did my avera b'mezid. I purposely did an avera against Hashem because I am in the Torah. So now, who's worse, me or him? The conclusion is that I'm worse because what I did on purpose. What he did, he only did by accident. That makes me worse than him. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, we can't say he did an avera. He doesn't do averas. Tzaddikim don't do averas. But the Rebbe explains that chet can also mean when something is missing in what you did. So us simple people, we're not tzaddikim, like true tzaddikim. So we are accountable if we do an avera. Hashem says to do A, B, and C. You do it, that's great. You did the mitzvahs, you're covered. You didn't do it, that's an avera. By tzaddikim, that's a different ballgame. By tzaddikim, there's no such thing as not doing the mitzvah. We do the mitzvahs. We, them. They do the mitzvahs. But, did you do it perfectly? Did you have the love and the fear of Hashem like you should have? Did you have the proper intentions like you should have? Or was there something missing over there? If there was something missing over there, then but for a tzaddik, that's considered to be an avera. So Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, he didn't actually do an avera, but what he did was lacking. There was something missing in what he did. It wasn't 100% the way it should be. Many times we don't understand these stories with tzaddikim. That was not each story has explanations and whatnot. It's not the place to speak about this. But so Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, who for him was considered to be an avera, that he was lacking in whatever it is that he did wrong, and now he's looking at these people who he just judged them and thought that it was bad at what they were doing, and he's telling himself, these people, what they're doing, they're only doing it by accident. What I did was on purpose. If what I did, that means I'm worse than everybody. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai saw himself less than that of a Russia. So he says, if a Russia is 12 months, I'm also 12 months because I'm less than him. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai truly did what it says in the Mishnah, to be low-spirited before each and every Jew. There's a Jew out there who's a Russia. I am less than him. His punishment is of 12 months. Mine is also of 12 months. That's at least how his perspective is towards the Russia, than towards himself. He doesn't consider himself to be. Here he knows I have my averas on the level of a tzaddik what an avera is, and I do them on purpose. And what I do is worse than what everybody else does, because what they do is only by accident. What I do is on purpose. And this is very, very, very powerful for how we treat people in the world. We see people doing things that we're not happy with all the time. You shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Why are you talking in shul? Why are you, people are stealing. People are doing bad things all the time. And I wouldn't do these type of things. And our approach needs to be, I wouldn't do them, but he is doing them. And that means that he is less than me. But if he is less than me, that also means that I am more accountable for my acts than he is. Which makes me actually less than him. So we need to always remember, we can't judge anyone. If we're gonna judge anyone for what he's doing, all we can say is that he's less than us, and if he's less than us, that means that I'm actually less than him. So that makes me more accountable for what I'm doing than he is. And with this, we feel closer to Hashem. That's what the Tanya is telling us, how to feel closer to Hashem. This piece of advice, by us feeling that we are actually less than everybody else, it crushes our ego, which is what gets in the way of us feeling close to Hashem. So by doing so, we crush our ego. Our ego. We feel closer to Hashem. We love our fellow Jews more than anyone, more than ever. And by doing so, we feel more connected to our fellow Jews in this world. There's nothing that makes a person happier in this world than feeling connected to his fellow Jews and feeling connected to Hashem. Feeling alone, you can be the biggest tzaddik by yourself, but you'll be depressed. You cannot be happy by yourself. So with this, we should be very, very happy, and we should be very, very humble, and we should have a wonderful, wonderful year after Lag BaOmer. Zchut Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. We should have only good news, and Mashiach said, "Keinu techef u'miyad."